Untitled Gems, welcome back to my channel. Today is Drill With Me Tuesday, and we are working on the girl with the big black eyes. And what is that? It's really bugging me. I can see something underneath, and it was bothering me. Anyway, grab your whips. Let's get chatting. I know you're excited that it's my drill with me. Like how I describe how you're feeling. Anyways, I like to welcome everybody that has subbed to my channel. Welcome, welcome all. I am getting close to 500 subscribers. That means a giveaway. And I have a giveaway planned, but I contacted the company to see how to purchase the gift. As soon as I find out whether I can get it or not, I will let you guys know. A long time ago, I said I was going to do a custom at the Pink Raspberry, but I decided not to go that route anymore. I'm just going to give a gift card to somebody, and it's not going to be from the Pink Raspberry. I'm going to pick a gift card from somewhere else just to make it, because he just gave out a gift card to the Pink Raspberry, so I need to switch it up. So that's what I'm going to do. Originally, I was going to give a gift card from the Pink Raspberry, but I decided now that I want to give a gift card from another company. So as soon as I find out how to purchase this gift card, I will get back to you guys. So that's about it. For my giveaway, you're going to have to join my Facebook group. So you're going to have to join my Facebook group. There's 3 questions in my Facebook group you have to answer, and me or one of my administrators will let you in. That way, when you enter my contest, it will probably be just answer a question in the comments below. It's not today's video, so don't worry. I will announce when it's going to happen, but you will have to join the Facebook group, so that way I know you're a real person and you're not just somebody trying to scam to get a gift card. And the gift card is going to be for a certain place, and whoever wins, if they say, oh, I don't really want that company, well, if that's the company I'm doing, and if you don't like that company, then don't enter. That's all I have to say. Because I'm not changing it to please whoever wins. And plus, when that happens, I feel like it's a scammer trying to get free products. So, until I find out if I can get this gift card, I will let you guys know. I just finished. This is like take 543 of this video. No, I'm just joking. I have redone this video a few times because I didn't like the way I was talking the last time, maybe. Is that how I should say it? I don't know. I just found myself kind of like, Dre. Liz is like waking up and I don't think you want to hear her, and her voice is all cracky and her nose is all stuffy because I feel like I'm getting a cold again. My life story, people. It feels like that's my life story lately. I feel like since I've been washing my hands like 20,000 times more than I already did, because I work in a facility that I wash my hands constantly, I feel like I'm getting more sick. I don't know. I already washed my hands 100 gazillion times at my work, and then now, oh, it's starting to get better. You know what I think really reacted to my hand? I think it was the hand sanitizer. Soap and water seems to be clearing it up a bit, but I feel like it was the hand sanitizer that was messing up my hands. Yeah. So that is all she wrote about that situation. So what else do I want to talk about? Oh, I was on Jennifer's live on Friday night. I had a blast. Cheryl from the Pink Raspberry was there. And okay guys, I have a video coming up later on this week that I call her Sherry. I'm always calling people all the wrong names, so I'm just gonna let this out there right now to the new people on my channel. I am bad at names. I am super bad at names. Like, just ask Susan. I've been calling her Sue for so long. And her name is Susan. I finally think I got it down packed to being Susan. I don't know why I do this, but this is just the way I am. If you don't have a common name, I tend to mess it up. So, yeah, I have a video that I called Cheryl, Susan, Sherry. I don't know why I keep on calling her Sherry. Maybe because I work with a girl named Sherry. I don't know. Don't ask me how my brain works. It just works funny. I'm constantly messing things up. But that's okay. What else is new? Not very much. There's not much to talk about when you're stuck at home all weekend long. I had a nap yesterday. Wasn't feeling very good. That's probably why I woke up like this. Maybe that's why. I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I don't know. I slept a lot yesterday. Probably from boredom. I did watch a movie. That's one exciting thing I did yesterday. It was a pretty funny movie too. It was Like a Boss. I don't know if anybody has watched that one yet, but it was pretty funny. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was funny. It's my kind of sense of humor. So I really, really liked it. Not recommended to watch with little kids, but it is funny. What else is new? In the other video, Gigi was snoring, but he has since got out of bed, and now he's somewhere in the house. I don't know where. So, yeah. How about them apples? Now I'm just like not thinking of what to talk about. I'm back. I had a little bit of brain freeze. I think that's an S. My eyes have been weird. So, I was in Jennifer's live. I hope you guys all watched it. If you haven't, go over to Jen's channel and check out her live from Friday night. I was on it and Cheryl was on it. And so I just want to know in the comments below, do you think my emoji at the end kind of looks like me? Because I tried my hardest to get her to look like me. Let me know in the comments below if you think she looks like me. This will be a little test to see if you guys actually watched. But yeah, I tried to get her the best emoji that I could get her to look like me. I'm wearing my these are my new glasses that I was wearing, but they're like broken. So I've been wearing my old glasses, but then now I just changed back to my new ones again. because the prescription on this one is stronger than my old ones, obviously. But I don't think you can go to the eye doctor right now. I got a call the other day that my dentist appointment got switched to July, which is really icky because I really need to get my teeth cleaned since I've been going faithfully every 3 months. Now I'm gonna skip, and then she's gonna start in on me again about flossing. Ugh. She always gets on my case about flossing. That's one thing I don't like to do. I will brush my teeth, but I hate flossing. Anybody like me? I know some people floss faithfully, but I just can't be bothered. And I feel like since they removed my back molars, I feel like I'm getting a gap in between my 2 front teeth. But one of my front teeth is half false. If you didn't know that about me, you know that now. See, what happened was, when I was, okay, this is story time. Story time, Liz. So when I was in I think I was in grade 4. I think it was in grade 4. I was outside at recess playing tag with my friends. And then my one friend, his name was Herbert. Yes, you heard me, Herbert. He was running and then kind of went to touch my back saying you're it, but instead he kind of lunged himself at me and I fell forward and I fell smack right into the pavement in the playground. And when I got up, my nose was bleeding hysterically. I was crying. Oh, he felt so bad that he knocked me over. It wasn't even funny. So when I went to the office and I remember the vice principal, his hand shaking because he was nervous because there was a lot of blood coming from my nose, and I scratched. I think I got a little bit of a scrape too. So then I went into the sink, and I think it was the teacher's lounge because it was right beside the office. And I looked in the mirror, and isn't my front tooth cracked? Right off. It kind of went not straight across, it went on an angle. And I'm oh my gosh, I freaked out. So they called my sister Helen because, my parents were not, obviously they're Portuguese, they didn't speak any English. So when anything got called for me at school, it was always Helen that would come. Because Helen is much older than me. Helen is 65. So, and I'm 46, so she was always older. She was already, and she was a boss at the factory, so she could leave. So anyways, she came and got me and took me to the dentist. And then Helen was freaking me out on the way there. Oh, I don't know if they can fix that. And I'm freaking out. No, they gotta fix my tooth. And so we went, and the dentist fixed my tooth. So for the longest time, that front tooth was a little bit shorter than the other teeth. Just the way that the one dentist, I used to have this one dentist when I was a kid. I never liked him. And he's creepy. Anyways, he's the one that did it first off. And it lasted for years and years and years. It wasn't until, I should say, maybe 10 years ago, it broke again. The part that he fixed broke right off. So I had to go to another dentist because that dentist, I don't even think he works anymore. So I had to go to Dr. Seaman. Yes, you heard me, semen. He used to be my dentist, but he's not my dentist anymore because he retired. I went to him and he fixed it. And he made it so, like, the same size as my other front tooth. And I was, like, staring in the mirror, like, oh, my tooth looks so much nicer. Like, I couldn't stop staring at it. Because I broke it eating a nectarine. Weird. But that's how I broke it. So then I was so embarrassed I didn't want to go to work. This is when I was working at the pharmaceutical plant. But I ended up getting it fixed, whatever. But then his fixed job ended up breaking again. So then he was off on vacation, so I couldn't go back to him. So I had to go to this other dentist. And he ended up putting a little bit of a metal plate, like a little metal screw in it, so that it won't, like, detach like it did before. And I don't like the way he redid it. He did the color way off too. I don't really care for it now. But then this new dentist that I go to, the semen, like I said, semen's not there anymore, so I go see another dentist in the next town over. And he wants me to put a, what do you call it? A cap. He wants me, like, to cap it over because he says there's a filling in it, like, so he basically wants me to get, like, a false, like, tooth. Like, they fit you for it. It's like $1,000, I think he said. And because he says there's a cavity and he's scared if he touches the cavity, he might just break the whole tooth off and it'll fall out. And he wants to cap it. But my coverage doesn't cover cosmetic because that's considered cosmetic. So I've been kind of holding off on it, and I'm like, well, I'll do it once she's finally kicked the bucket. But I don't like the gap in between my teeth. I never had it before, and I don't know if it's because they pulled out my wisdom teeth at the back and the molars in front of the wisdom teeth because my wisdom teeth broke them. And I don't know if that is why I have, look at her head. Her head is done on this side. I think I'm almost got everything but these ones down here. That is not black. So I'm going to do those ones first. So yeah. So that's my story of my tooth. I told the guy don't feel, he apologized and apologized and apologized to me when I got back to school. I'm like, hey, like, don't worry about it. They fixed my tooth. It's all good. It's all good. But I tell you, once that Dr. Seaman fixed my tooth and it was the same size, and now I feel like it's still the same size, but I feel like it's not as nice as how Dr. Seaman did it. But his broke, which made me very, very angry. Because I really liked it. Next. X marks the spot. Yeah, that's the story of how I broke my front tooth in grade 4. I used to really like Herbert. He was like one of my good friends back in public school. Then he was working at McDonald's for a while, for like super long time. And now I don't know what he does. I think he works with kids or something because he went to school. Like he worked at McDonald's while he was going through like university or college, or I don't know what he took. But I recently, not too long ago, added them to Facebook. I don't know, he was a good friend. I really enjoyed being his friend. But he went to SDCI and I went to Regina Monday. So once we hit high school, we kind of lost track of each other because I went to high school in London, Ontario, and he went to Strathroy High School, which is just like the public high school. And I went to Catholic high school in London. They didn't have a Catholic high school in Strathroy at the time. They do now. Now, the high school used to be on the hill. We used to call it the Hill. And it was behind Food Basics there, close to downtown. So it was closer to like my area around where I live. And that's where the high school used to be, SDCI. Now it's a nursing home. They knocked SDCI down and made a nursing home in the spot where the school was. I don't know why the school didn't knock it down and make a new school. Well, I guess it would take too long. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. But now the high school is kind of going out of town. But not really. It's hard to explain. But anyways. Now SGCI is on one side of the school and HCC is on the other side of the school. And then they share the auditorium. They share the cafeteria. And there's a couple of hallways they share together. But other than that, the schools are separate. They have like, the walls are like color coordinated to the school. Like SCCI has a certain color wall and then HCC has a certain color wall. And then the two combined have a certain color. So, you know, like both sides of the school can walk in this area kind of a deal. I don't know. It's just weird. But Alyssa goes to HCC, which is the Catholic side. They have to wear uniforms. Yeah, ask her how much she loves her uniform. But she was yesterday like writing notes for religion. She's like, my hand is cramping because like I said in my other whipping chat, her computer wasn't working right. So she wasn't getting all the lessons. And then we finally got her computer last week. At the end of the week. I think we got it on Thursday. Oh, I forgot those two. Those three. I'm gonna do them really quick before I forget. And so now she's behind and writing her notes. And she says, oh, my hand's cramping from writing notes. She hates writing notes. I used to love writing notes. Like, I would write the notes at school and then think they're too messy, and I'd come home and rewrite them. This is how much of a life I did not have as a teenager, because I wasn't allowed to do anything or go anywhere or sneeze, really. I wasn't allowed to do nothing. Nothing at all. I would come home from school and watch music videos and do my homework. And then maybe talk to my friend Irene on the phone. And the phone was like on the wall. One of those, you know, rotary phones. Back in the day. I remember me and Irene used to be on it. And like, this is like, we must have been in high school already. And we kept on hearing a beep. And we were like, what the heck is this beep? Right? Because we had old phones that were on the wall and the rotary phones. And then I'm like, then we finally realized if we hung up the phone, there'd be another call on the other line. I don't know how long it took us to realize this, but yeah. And then I'm pretty sure three-way calling came then. No, maybe it came later. I can't remember, but yeah. I remember for, like, my mom ended up getting a cordless phone after, because my ex-father-in-law installed a line for her downstairs. to hook up, because that's what he did for a living, to hook up a cordless phone. So my mom had a cordless phone after we all moved out. But yeah, it was too funny. Too funny. I still have that phone on my wall. Still have it there. It's not hooked up because I don't have a home phone anymore. It kind of went obsolete after I got a cell phone. And I think I'm not the only one. I think a lot of people don't have a home phone anymore. My sister Helen still does, but she's old school. She don't have a cell phone. Bonnie has a cell phone, but she doesn't. She's so old school. Like, when she FaceTimes me, she'll be like, look at this. And then she points the camera not anywhere near what she wants to show me. And I'm like, Helen, you're not pointing the camera right. Like, she can't get the fact of where the camera is on the iPad. I'm like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. She's a hoot. And then Yvette's like last night. Yvette FaceTimes me because she's living with my sister-in-law. Well, my sister-in-law, my brother's wife. My brother passed away. For people that don't know me, my brother passed away in 2017 on Christmas Day. He had a heart attack, a massive heart attack, and died. He was home alone when it happened. His wife was at work. And my sister Yvette was living with her boyfriend. And she has a house, but she rents the house to my brother's daughter. So my brother's youngest daughter rents my sister's house. And my sister was living with her boyfriend. Well, my sister is a PSW, so she works in the long-term facility here in town that has no cases of COVID as we know of. But her boyfriend is super paranoid and pretty much kicked her out because he doesn't want to get COVID. So she moved in with my sister-in-law because it's just better, because my sister-in-law's house is a lot bigger than here. And here, like, Tyler and Courtney are already down in the basement, so it's not like she could go in the basement and then, but I only have one bathroom, so that wouldn't work out very well either, like, to quarantine her off from us, you know what I mean? So she lives in my brother's basement, and Patsy's upstairs, my sister-in-law, which started diamond painting. Super excited for her about that. She likes it. I told her about it in the summertime, but she was kind of like, I don't know. But she must have got bored and decided to go get a kit. And I'm thinking she's really enjoying it, but she's finding it that she can't see very well. So I told my sister Yvette, well, you have your old light pad here. You don't seem to need your light pad. So why don't you come pick it up and let Patsy use it? Because maybe Pat will like it a lot better. And she'll be able to see her painting a lot better. I can't work without my light pad, people. I'm blind. Plus the lighting in here is no good. She says the lighting in my brother's basement is nice because it has a big window where she has a table, or I don't know where she does it down there. I haven't been down in my brother's basement in a long time, so I wouldn't even know. She must have a table set up there for her. She did have hockey players living with her, like they board rooms off of her, but they all left when all this started and went back home. So Yvette can stay there. There's lots of room for her. And she has a separate bathroom downstairs. As of here, we don't have that. We only have one bathroom in this house. So yeah. So Yvette's staying with you, Patsy. I think she's liking it there. She doesn't have her boyfriend stressing out on her all the time. So I think she's enjoying staying at Pat's. And they talk from the stairwell. Like, if you see my brother's house, he has a beautiful house. Well, Patsy does. It's not my brother's anymore. Patsy has a beautiful house, and it's like, kind of has like a stairway going downstairs, but it's kind of like open concept. And you can kind of look down, so they talk from the stair. They talk at the stairs to one another. So, and then I was on FaceTime with Yvette, and Yvette's like, oh, I don't think I talked to Helen today. And I'm like, count your blessings that she hasn't bugged you today. And then Patsy's like, yeah, she did. She called you once, and she called me twice. And I'm like, oh, poor Patsy, she's called you twice already today. I think that's what my sister Helen does. She just calls everybody. I'm surprised she hasn't called me yet to interrupt this whip and chat, to tell you the honest truth. But yeah, I thought that was super duper funny about that. Look it, I'm already on the black because I've taped this so many times. And I'm already on the black. Oh boy, doing the checkerboard method. Maybe that's what I'll do for Thursday's video, is the checkerboard method. Maybe I should tape it right now while I'm doing it. I don't know. Maybe not. So that's what... Oh, see, now my checkerboard is going to get all messed up. Darn it. No, wait. There. No. There. No, it's not. It's still good. It's still good to go, people. Oh, I'm losing patty wax again. I filled it up on one of these segments. It might have been the ones that I deleted. Or it might have been in this one. I don't know. Beautiful. Kind of look crooked though, don't they? Kind of. I think I got crooked eyes. Okay, I have another story about my childhood. So I was watching the show. Oh gosh, what's the name of it now? Insatiable, is it? I forget. It's a Netflix original anyways, but on the show she's like saying that she was never taught how to ride a bike, and then her supposedly dad, but it was really not her dad, bought her a bike. So she was learning how to ride it. And it just made me think about me as a child riding. I can't ride a bike now. I tried riding a bike when my kids were old, like when Sarah and Tyler were not older, but they were still young, and they just laughed at me while I was trying to ride a bike. And good thing that we didn't have cell phones back then when I was trying to ride this bike. But I always seemed to get the hand-me-down bikes, and I used to have a bike, you know, with the banana seats. I called it a banana seat because they were long. And I was trying to ride with no hands, and I fell forward and smacked my lip off the monkey bars, or not the monkey bars, but the handlebars, and I had a fat lip. And I always lived by, I still do because I live in the house I grew up in, but I live by the public schools. And the public school and the Catholic school used to be across from each other. There isn't anymore because they knocked down that public school. But anyways, back in the day, they were side by side. So when you would walk to school, you would walk and there would be people from the public school walking too. And there's this guy that used to walk from the public side, and he would make fun of me and my fat lip when I walked home from school. I hated that guy, and I think I actually dated him after. I'm pretty sure it was my ex-boyfriend, Jay. But, oh, there's a train. Yay, we got a train in this video. No, I think it was Jay. Of course, he was younger, so I don't know if it was actually him, and I have vague memories of it. I don't remember too much of my childhood. I remember there was this other bully at my school, and we used to have portables. I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced portables, but they're like little classrooms, and they look like little trailers. And I remember the one trailer used to be up on these blocks, and this bully kid literally whipped me underneath the portable. I remember that vaguely too in my childhood. I hated that guy. You never know what ever happened to him because this was in public school. I'm pretty sure he went to SDCI, so I never saw him again when I went to Regina Monday. But yeah, that was another memory. What else? I had another one in my head just now that I was thinking about. And now I'm forgetting it. Was it the portable thing? No, I think it was something else I was gonna say. But I just can't remember. I grew up, I would walk to school every day. Oh, this one time, there's this guy. I did not like this boy at all. And he'd creep me out. He creeps me out to this day. I seen him a few times when I worked at the vape shop downtown. I haven't seen him in a while, so maybe he moved out of town. But he is creepy, gross. Creepy, gross. And he used to live 2 streets over from me. And I remember when I was in grade 7 or 8, I think it was grade 8, I had this like it wasn't a backpack, but it was like a bag. It was like the in thing. I forget what store I got this from, but it was like, you know, a name brand store. And it was just like a cloth bag, but we used it all as our like school bags. And, you know, it was like a preppy thing, and I needed to get one and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I had one, and I remember the one time walking to school, he tried to kiss me, and I whacked him so hard with that bag, and for him to get away from me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'd be so scared to walk to school because I'd hate to like run into him. Oh, it was just horrible. And one time he come knocking on my door. So now we don't use the basement door here, but back in the day when my parents were alive, we had a kitchen downstairs in the basement because that's just a Portuguese thing. Whatever, there isn't a kitchen there anymore, but anyway. We used to use the basement door like forever. Like nobody came to the front door where everybody comes now. Nobody did back then. Everybody always went to the basement door. And then when someone would knock on the basement door, my mom would go to the bathroom window because the bathroom window is right over top of the basement door. And she would look down at whoever was at the door. And this guy was there. And I'm like, Mom, like hiding. Like, oh, I don't like him. And she goes to the window. She's like, what do you want? He was Portuguese too, right? So obviously he could talk to my mom in Portuguese. And he's like, oh, I just want to ask Liz if she wants to come out and play. And then she's like, my daughter wants nothing to do with you. Now go. My mom was like so funny that way. And I was like hiding in the house. I'm like, Mom, get rid of him. But then, oh was it when my mom passed away? He was at my mom's funeral. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he creeped. He was creepy. He creeped me out. He still creeps me out to this day. Well, then I ran into him, and he's like, oh, I have a girlfriend now. I never seen what his girlfriend's like. But, like, he's, like, when he went to my mom's funeral, he was wearing, like, dirty old clothes. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that guy. But both his parents have passed away, too, now. I think his brother's okay. His brother's on my Facebook. He lives in London. But yeah, just really creepy guy. But that was my story about that. But that wasn't the story I wanted to tell you about. There's another story of my childhood, but I can't remember. I used to love watching, and they don't have that channel, like even MTV or like Much Music. The Canadian version of MTV is Much Music. They don't play videos anymore like they used to back in the day. I remember in the 80s. I don't care what anybody says, but I think the 80s era was the best videos. Was the best like music videos because they actually had a story to them. Like some artists now do ones with stories in them. I'm not saying that they don't. But I like music videos that have a story that plays out to the song. You know what I mean? And I feel like in the 80s, that's what we had. I love the 80s. I will always be an 80s girl. That was my favorite era. That's the era I grew up in. And I was a teenager. And all that fun jazz. Because I am old, people. I am old. But I think I probably talked your guys' ears off. I'm not sure how much I got in this whip and chat, but I think I've pretty much talked about anything. If I remember the story, I'll tell it another day. I think Wednesday's whip and chat is going to be a tag. If I remember. I said that the last time and I forgot. But I think I'm going to do a tag. I think I'm going to do a get to know me tag because we have so many new people. You heard a little bit of my stories, but I have lots more. I just can't remember them right now. I had of my childhood days of growing up in a small town Canadian girl. That's what I am, and that's what I'll always be. I have never been a city girl, always a small town girl. I did live in London for a period of 2 years off and on. Me and my ex-husband lived there for a year, and then I moved in with this guy. Oh, that's a whole other story. I think I've told the story of him before. In London, the controlling guy. And that didn't last long. I don't think I even stayed with him for a year before I figured out I need to get out of this situation, because it ain't any better than my ex-husband, that's for sure. Oh, see, I missed one here too. My sister Yvette, oh, they fell. My sister Yvette's like using the Harbor Freights because I want those containers empty. And she's like, I don't know, I don't like these containers because they always fall out. I'm like, you gotta tap them. You gotta tap. Tap, tap, tap. She never did come get those gems. I think she's coming today at some point to come pick them up. Because, you know, Yvette doesn't drive her car for nothing in the world but to go to work. That car could last her for years. It'll probably rust out because it's barely used. But anyways, I think that's it for today. I'm going to call it a day. I think I talked my ears off too much and I'm running out of stories. And I can't remember the story I wanted to tell. Maybe it'll come up later on today and I'll try to write it down. Anyways, till next time, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Well, folks, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like, please subscribe to my channel. I'd be super tickle pink. And remember to hit that notification bell and it will remind you whenever I load up a video. And till next time, take care, everyone. Bye.